How to recognise your sensory needs. It can be really difficult as a late diagnosed autistic adult to recognise your sensory needs because the experiences you might have had around sensory processing differences, you might have just assumed that this was how everyone experienced the world. So learning to recognise my sensory needs is something that I've been working on, and one of the things that I look at is what was happening prior to me feeling overloaded. So if I've been in a situation where I felt overloaded, I will look at, was I in a really noisy environment? Was I in a really brightly lit environment? Was I wearing clothes that weren't feeling good for me? And I might write all of this down so that I can kind of act like a detective to figure out what was impacting me from a sensory perspective, and therefore what caused me to feel a sensory overload. And then I might use this information to inform me to come up with some strategies or support solutions to help me with those sensory experiences. So if I know I'm going to be in a very loud, busy environment, I might take noise cancelling headphones. If I know that it's going to be very bright, I might wear sunglasses. I might make sure that I don't wear that particular shirt again if I noticed that it was causing me to feel sensory overload. And then if I try these strategies and I'm in the same situation but I don't get overloaded or I get less overloaded, then I know that something is working and I can keep using that strategy. Another thing that you can do is notice sensory needs by trialing sensory support options. Like, I noticed that when I'm at my desk working on my laptop, I concentrate a lot more easily and feel a lot less stressed if I have a fidget toy that I can play with. And I trialed this by putting a selection of fidget toys on my desk, not knowing if I would even use them. And I have noticed which ones feel best for me and in which situations I need them by having the option to use them. I also trialled keeping a box of sensory toys in my bedroom, which is my quiet space that I go to when I'm feeling overloaded or emotional or anxious, and I have them in a box, and if I get that box out and I spend time interacting with those, then I generally feel better afterwards. So I only found this out by just giving it a chance and putting those toys in that bedroom and thinking, I'm anxious, let's get them out and see how I feel afterwards. So a lot of identifying your sensory needs as a late diagnosed adult is about knowing what other autistic people use or might find supportive and just trying those things and seeing what works, and also about noticing when things are impacting you negatively and thinking, I have sensory overload with noise, that means I'm sensitive to noise.